That's right. That's right. That's right. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zed on Dave, and we are live again. We're doing a back-to-back live show. We just talked wrestling with Jeff Huffman and, of course, Ed Crowley and Tommy.
I sort of
Tommy
talked.
Yeah, Jeff called in from the gym, and in between getting his swole on, made a few comments. But he was there in spirit, if nothing else. And the great Tommy NC 2010 also called in. So, but now I wanted to stop that broadcast so we can get into specifically the big stuff, the big boy toys. And of course, that is NFL free agency. And so we are taking your calls right here on Skype live at DAVIDVANCURA, David Van Cura. And it's right there in the little ticker below. You can see my name running past. Call me on Skype if you want to get your voice heard. We'll talk about your team or any subjects that you would like to rap about. What's going on, Jeff? Joining me, of course, is my good buddy, the Adonis of abs. I don't know what the hell I'm going to call him today. He is muscular.
Call me whatever.
He's the round man. No, he's the. He's Jeff Huffman. Jesus, that's horrible.
There you go. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. I forgive you.
It's the live jitters.
Okay. Get him out. Get him out.
It's weird being live. It's strange.
How's it feel?
Yeah, pretty good. Hey, can you do me a favor and turn off the camera? Because I'm not putting it on camera anyway, and it's just gonna take up bandwidth. I don't know if it'll affect mine, but I'd rather not even worry about it.
Yeah, why not?
As much as I like looking at your beautiful face, and I do.
Right.
Oh, here comes. Okay, prepare yourself, everybody, because Black Mamba's calling in. Here he comes. Mamba. Is this the Mamba?
Is.
Yeah, hello.
What's up, buddy?
And he's got a nice picture of Rikishi's ass.
Yeah, we're getting a nice picture of Rikishi's anus. That's fantastic.
You like it?
What's going on, man? This is finally getting you in on this show.
I know. I was going to get on the last time, but I was knocked out, and you called me. When you went on, it was like 5 o'clock my time.
I know. I'm sorry about that, man.
God.
I tried to hold off as long as I could, but if the wife wants to go out, we go out.
Yeah.
So nothing I can do about that. So I know you've got all kinds of opinions and stuff to talk about when it comes to free agency. So we're going to go ahead and let you kick it off, man. What's on your mind?
I want to talk our secondary. The Patriots secondary it's no more. It's horrible. We had what we had 2 or 3 years ago when we were running that cover 2 zone and cover 3.
Yeah.
And that was horrendous.
Davis got his ring and went home.
Yes, he did. No, he didn't go home. He went to the bank. That's where he went.
Yep.
He went to the bank. And here's the disgusting thing. Here's the thing that bugs me about this whole situation. The Patriots messed this up, man. This is not a Darrelle Revis problem. They were less than $4 million away, according to the reports. There is no reason in the world Robert Kraft could not give that man that money. None in the world.
Yeah, that made no sense to me.
You're talking about one of 3 guys in the league right now that is a true lockdown cover corner. One of 3.
Yeah.
You need to pay this man. And because you didn't, not only did you lose him, he goes to a division rival. And let me tell you something, Mamba. You guys need to be a little bit more worried than you have been in past years because the rest of the division is getting scary.
The Dolphins are scary. Fucking the Dominican Sue, Cameron Wake, and what else? Olivier Vernon on the other side.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be hunting.
Yeah, Sue's going to decapitate Brady.
They're going to be hunting. What you need to be worried about, though, is if Tannehill can get it together. If Ryan Tannehill can get things together and become that guy that they think he can be, this is bad times for the AFC East. But let's not look past what the Bills have done and what the Jets are doing. The Jets are building something. I'm not exactly sure what yet because until they solve that quarterback problem, we ain't talking about the Jets. But if they can find someone who could throw the ball more than 15 yards accurately, the Jets might make some noise too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree.
So tell me, what is going on with the Patriots? What, as a Patriots fan, what is going on? What are they thinking? What's the logic here?
If you want to play with us, you have to take the money we're going to give you. That's what they always been.
Yep.
So
and you know what? With the 4 rings they have,
we just signed a linebacker / pass rusher. So the only way we could make this a little better is get some really good pass rushers, so our corners won't have to cover as long.
Yeah, that's going to have to be the remedy there. But it's just kind of funny how they'll do these things, but they don't get called out for it. And why don't they get called out for it? Because 4 rings will give you credibility. And what Bill Belichick has been able to do his entire tenure there in New England.
They make whatever they work with whatever they can get, and
Yes,
they get the
do.
most out of it.
Yeah. The loyalty, all of that. Only one man gets the benefit of the doubt in New England, and that's Tom Brady, and he's fucking earned it.
Yeah.
The rest of the team is expendable. They know that, and Tom Brady knows his time.
What about Gronkowski? What about Gronkowski?
He's still a young man. He's only been part of the system for a few years. If Gronk were to start fucking up in ways that were not the Patriot way, believe me, they'll get rid of his ass too.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon, mind you, because
No.
Gronk knows what to do. Gronk is he's still only 24, 25?
I thought he was like 26.
He might be 26, but I
was thinking 26. I got you. Hold on.
Ridiculous, man. He should, in my opinion, if I was casting a vote for MVP this year, it would have went to Rob Gronkowski.
He turns 26 in May.
Yeah.
Yes. I would have given the MVP to Gronkowski this year. I feel he's the most game-changing player right now in the NFL. This guy does stuff that nobody else on the field can do. Just plain and simple. It's incredible how good he is. It's scary. And you think about what happened with Jimmy Graham.
Right.
Jimmy Graham, as good as he is, he's not Rob Gronkowski.
No, I mean, Jimmy Graham is phenomenal, but we've seen teams be able to shut him down.
Yes. I don't think I've
seen Gronkowski.
It's okay, gentlemen. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, breaking news.
Are you about? Oh, don't do it. Don't do what I think you're about to do because I'm about to do it myself.
DeMarco Murray is planning to sign with the Eagles.
Ah, you bastard! That was my
Sam
story.
Sam Bradford brought in DeMarco Murray.
Yes, he did. Sam Bradford. It looks like it is a all but done deal at this point. DeMarco Murray has joined the Eagles, and let me tell you something, folks. You can question Chip Kelly's sanity after getting rid of Macklin, Deshaun Jackson last year, trading for Sam Bradford, getting rid of Foles, letting fucking LaShawn McCoy go to Buffalo. All of these things. But here's what's going on. This is his team now. And he's got a two-headed monster. He's going
to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Absolutely, he will. He's got a two-headed monster in the backfield of Ryan Matthews, who's an underrated running back in this league.
Yes, he is.
And DeMarco Murray. They're going to be able to balance each other out because we know that DeMarco Murray's had a little bit of injury problems, to say the least.
As has their quarterback. If Bradford can stand up, Bradford can stand up.
Ryan Matthews is not
officially
signed.
Bradford.
I thought Matthews is signed.
All right, over here it says from this thing open. It says if they asked Ryan Matthews if he's still going to sign with them.
Oh, I think he will.
Said, well, I don't know if they got Murray. You think he wants to sign with them?
I don't see why he wouldn't want to sign with him. It's a really good situation.
Why not have two good running backs? Why not? You got to have two.
Yeah.
At least. The Rams got 3.
Matthews is injured at the
That's right. So, what do you think?
The only problem is they have a bunch of cones in front of them.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's very true. I'm not sure what the Eagles are going to do as far as the offensive line was pretty damn good last year. In fact, one of the best in the league. I'm pretty sure, aside from Herman, whatever his name is, that line is still intact. So if DeMarco Murray can run in front of that line, now granted, he ran in front of the best offensive line in football, definitely the most talented last year with Dallas. If he could do anything like that with the Eagles, this could be a really dangerous team. Yeah, they might not have the outside speedsters at wide receiver, but with that system, the way Chip Kelly runs it, they don't need it. They don't need it. They spread out players and they confuse defenses.
And I feel their linemen are more athletic than the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think so too.
I
think potentially this year, absolutely. So this is what do you think of DeMarco Murray going into the Eagles? And after that, I'm probably gonna let you go because I'm afraid you're gonna die of SARS.
I had it with you hats a couple of days ago. I think you had it with the liquid and stuff. And
Yeah, I had all this stuff in my. Yeah, it's not good. You shouldn't be talking that much, man. It's gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
I still have it.
Nah, I'm good.
What do you think about Demarco
You
Murray
still?
going to the Eagles?
I think it's good, but they don't have no receivers. I mean, Chris Matthews and Riley Cooper, but I don't think they're threats to make people go away from the run.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe Riley Cooper has been their leading receiver over the last 3 years. Anyway,
Sam Bradford is gonna fall in love with Riley Cooper.
I think so too. I think he's.
I love Sam Bradford. When he came here, I was a big Sam Bradford guy.
Mom, you're really broken up, Mom, but we can barely hear you, buddy.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, I can barely hear. If you can fix your problems, call back. I'm going to go ahead and let you go so Huffman and I can get a little bit of work done here. If you can figure out your internet problems, go ahead and give me a call back, okay, buddy? All right, man. I could barely hear him.
Me too. He was cutting out.
Yeah, he was cutting
out.
No,
back to what I was saying. When Bradford came here, I loved Sam Bradford. I know a lot of people didn't like him, but I was in love with the dude.
I like his talent.
I do too. I loved it.
Yeah.
I felt if somebody could block for this guy for more than half a second, this guy can make something happen.
Absolutely. And the problem is he has not been able to stand in the pocket for more than like 2.5 seconds his entire career.
That's not his fault.
No, it's not.
It's not his fault at all.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say just when things are starting to come together for him and the team. And then I'm talking about 2 seasons ago, playing in Carolina, just takes off, runs for the first down, and tears his ACL the first time. Yeah. It's kind of a fluky little injury there.
It's quite possible. Look, the guy is he's fragile. That's possible.
That could be it too, because he had problems in college too.
Yeah,
and he had a few other little injuries a couple years ago.
Yeah, he could just be a fragile guy.
But again, he had cones in front of him then.
Yeah.
When he first came up with the Rams.
We're going to find out now because he's going to a system that he should be able to run. He's bringing in his college roommate, I believe, yes. Demarco Murray. And look, he's a different style running back than LaShawn McCoy was. There's no question that Chip Kelly has a vision. He has a vision. He knows what he's going to do. He
said he's not going to go. He said they're not going to trade up to get Mariota.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe it.
Neither do I.
I will say this: that entire news conference that he did was brilliant. He answered questions perfectly, and the most important thing is he sounded convincing. He knows how to convince people of what they're doing. He's like he claims that he already had a first-round.
Yeah,
draft
I saw
pick.
that.
Did you see that? He was offered a first-round draft pick already for Sam Bradford. Can you believe that?
I don't know.
It sounds legit though. Like he did not sound like bullshit to me.
Who would that team be?
Who knows? Who knows? You know what I think? I think who's dumb enough to do it? Tampa. Tampa.
Maybe.
This sounds like a Tampa move to me. I'm going to switch gears to Tampa for a second. Just for a second. Because, what the hell? What are you doing?
What the hell is that?
What are you doing? God damn it, Brandon. That was even worse.
That was 10 times worse.
I don't like that that people can just re-enter the call. You just re-enter the call? I don't like that.
Fuck you, Skype.
I know, right?
You're Tampa.
Yeah, we're going to switch to Tampa for a minute. Lovie Smith might be the worst head coach in the history of anything.
Really?
I cannot stand Lovie Smith. I didn't like him when he was coach of the Bears. I don't like him now. You know why? You know why I have a problem with Lovie?
Because he didn't take you to a Super Bowl. Well, he took you to a Super Bowl, but he didn't win.
Well, yes, but I mean, he's so hard-headed. He doesn't care what doesn't work. He's making the exact same mistakes.
He's gonna beat it into the ground.
Yeah,
It's the definition of insanity.
Yes, it is the definition of insanity, doing the exact same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Right.
It's absolutely crazy.
Pretty much what he did in Chicago, hovered around, 9-10 wins every year?
Yeah, well, for a couple seasons, and then, he dropped off a little bit. He was fired as a 10-win coach, and that sucks, but whatever. So he stayed out of coaching for a year, and then he goes to Tampa, and he inherits a team with all kinds of upside, all kinds of talent, and completely demolishes them.
And they die.
And they died a horrible death throughout the year. I've never seen such a talented team go down the toilet so friggin' fast like I did with the Bucks last year. And what does he do to fix it this year? He goes and gets an injured Henry Melton, former Chicago Bear, and Chris Conte, who might be one of the worst, if not the worst safety in the fucking league, and brings them in to his system. Now, Melton didn't have a terrible season last year, but he has not shown any consistency that where I'd be trusting him to for anything serious in a system that needs penetration up the middle. And his Lovie Smith Tampa 2 definitely needs that. This is just unbelievable. He went with what's his name, Josh McCown, last year, and that didn't friggin' work. It's just what's your take on Tampa before my head explodes?
I have no clue. How many games did they win last year? 2?
Yeah.
They won 2 games last year? And how many were they projected to win? Because I was expecting 6 or 7.
I was expecting a playoff berth before Lovey came on. Yeah, because the year before they had all. I mean, Jesus, man, the talent was there. The talent was there. They had a returning running back. They had that kid who was coming back off of injury. He looked like he was a stud. The muscle hamster. The defense looked nasty.
I did watch a few of their games a little bit last year. Their defense kept them in some games.
Yeah, the defense was not the problem.
No, not at all. The defense played very well.
It was bad coaching was a big part of it. Let me tell you.
If the defense is on the field, 51 minutes a game.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do it.
Problem.
You can't do it. But it's just that's Lovie Smith. It's what he does. He doesn't care. And the reason why I followed the Chip Kelly stuff with Lovie Smith is to inevitably get back to Chip Kelly. And here's why. This hard-headedness that Lovie Smith has, I see the same trait in Chip Kelly. And it can be troublesome.
Right.
If it gets out of hand. Now, I don't know if it is going to, but if Chip Kelly is anything, he's confident in his scheme and his system. He's convinced it's going to work. And he has blown up this team and reshaped it in the exact same season, which is hard to do in the NFL. You think about the talent that he got rid of and the talent he's bringing in, it's pretty friggin' impressive.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, this does not happen in the NFL. And in that division, this is a huge thing. That
division sucks.
If you ask me right now who's winning the division today, my money's on Philadelphia. My money's on Chip Kelly right now.
Yep.
And I'm not convinced they're not drafting Mariota. I believe they're drafting
They're getting Mariota.
But here's the thing with Mariota. We can talk about him for a moment. I got a feeling he might be going 5th. I think the Redskins might take him. And I know they've recommitted to Robert Griffin. I get that, but I think they're going to take Mariota. I think all this buzz about Mariota is only helping his stock. The fact that Chip Kelly was talking about
a joke for RG3, and I forgot it.
Bobby Three Sticks.
No, whatever. It'll come to me as soon as we get off.
Right. That's how it goes. So yeah, that's craziness. Now let's talk about the trade with Foles and Bradford from your vantage point. Who are you getting in Nick Foles? What do you think what are your expectations for Nick Foles?
Well, the big talk about the Rams the last couple of years was that they are a quarterback away.
Yeah.
And I think Nick Foles is that quarterback.
Is this a make or break season for Jeff Fisher? Is Jeff Fisher on the hot seat if they cannot make it work this year?
I don't think if they have around the same season, a 6-win season, maybe. But I don't know.
How long has he been there now? 3-4 seasons?
Let's see, 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, 7-8-1, 7-9, 6-10.
Yeah, that's yeah.
This team aggravates me so fucking much.
So much talent.
What? Yeah, absolutely. So much talent, and you could see that earlier in the year or early this past season. They beat fucking Seattle. They ass raped Denver.
Yep.
They beat San Francisco, but that was before we knew San Francisco, was a rotting corpse.
Yeah, it's before we knew exactly that it was just the shell.
There were a ton of games. There were a ton of games they should have won.
Yeah.
But they lost because of we didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Didn't have a quarterback. Quarterbacks blew the game.
This is a quarterback-driven league, folks. This is just how it is.
I say this every time I talk about last season. I was there for that 21-0 bullshit against Dallas.
Yeah.
Having a great time. Rams are up 21-0. And then Austin Davis dies. Complete fucking stupidity.
Yeah.
And then the defensive line didn't wake up till halfway through the season. That's because they finally figured out Greg Williams' system and just went absolutely off after the halfway point.
Huh. Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange. Hey, if you guys want to get involved in the conversation, you want to talk about your team, if you have any questions at all, Skype me right now. David Vancura on Skype. DavidVancura. Skype me, and I will take your call, and we'll talk about whatever your heart desires.
The things are looking really good for the Rams in this division because San Francisco's dead.
Yes.
They're in DEFCON 75.
That's right.
I don't think Seattle's going to be as good. I don't think Seattle's going to be as good.
I don't know. I was with you on that.
Now that they got Jimmy Graham.
Let's not underestimate this Jimmy Graham move. This changes things.
That is a big move. But
it's huge for
the team that scares me the most, really. This is just from the fact that the Rams have been able to beat the Seahawks the last couple of years, a couple times. The Arizona Cardinals.
It should scare you. Arizona should scare you because let's face it. If
they just signed Mike Upati yesterday to a 4 or 5 year deal. They take him from San Francisco.
If Palmer doesn't get hurt, Seattle's probably not winning that division. That's reality. If Palmer does not tear his leg off again last season, Arizona's probably cruising, not winning, cruising to that division title. And that would change everything within the playoffs.
Arizona has a nasty, nasty secondary.
They got a whole nasty defense, period.
They do.
And let me tell you, they got a coach. Bruce Arians does not give a fuck. He does not care. This guy goes for it.
He can turn anybody to Jesus fucking Christ.
Absolutely.
No, the Cardinals have a phenomenal defense throughout. They do.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, I got distracted.
I thought I lost you there.
No, I got distracted. I got a text.
Pretty much every defense, with the exception of San Francisco in that division, is very, very good.
Yeah, San Francisco's defense just took a shit completely. Losing
their
Willis,
their whole team died.
Losing Willis, retiring because of a toe. That's
or goes to Indianapolis, which I like the two signs that Indianapolis did.
I love them. I think I love both.
They're both old. They let Reggie Wayne go, immediately bring in Andre Johnson, and now they actually have a running back.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's a good move. All right, Brandon, you can go ahead and call back if you want. That's no problem. You can rejoin the call. But I will. You got a short leash because of your terribleness on the thing. Go ahead and call back in whenever you like. I like both these moves. They're older guys. Andre Johnson, I still think he has something left in the tank. And,
absolutely.
Frank Gore, if for nothing else, he's going to be able to teach. He's going to be able to teach Trent Richardson some stuff. So I think it's a low-risk move. They didn't pay a lot of money.
Have to.
Yeah, someone needs to teach this guy how to run between the tackles. Because he just seems to run into walls, He just runs into friggin' walls, dead spaces. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, Brandon's going to be calling back in here. And hopefully it won't sound like he's in a fucking wind tunnel. So, yeah. What other moves have stood out for you so far this free agency period?
Well, like I said, I really like breaking news. Murray going to Philadelphia. I like that.
Huge news.
I like that. I love the Indianapolis moves. Love those. I love the Nick Foles trade. I'm trying to think. There's been so much going on. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of stuff.
Well, let's run through. I got the free agent tracker right in front
Got
of
it
me.
right there. Perfect.
Let's go ahead and run through some of these names. We'll start at the
No
top.
static?
You're loud as hell, but
Uh-oh.
Deaf.
Hold
I'm
on.
deaf. It's okay.
I'm using the like the ear pods.
you sound a lot better.
Okay, so you're running through all the transactions.
Yeah, what we're gonna do now here, Brandon. We're gonna run through all the free agency transactions.
The Bengals got AJ Hawk.
Yeah. I don't know if that's anything.
Nah, slow linebacker.
It's a decent pickup.
Hawk's been declining. He's over the age of 30 now. There's a reason why Green Bay's letting him go. He disappointed there. He got supplanted by a couple of guys who weren't drafted or highly touted as he was. I don't see him doing anything in Cincinnati.
Did they let go of Ray Malaluga? The Bengals?
Malaluga. I don't know. But let's start at the top of the free agent list, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and read off a name. We'll talk about a little bit about it, and we'll move on to the next guy. Sound good?
Sounds good. Love it.
All right, let's start with Ndamukong Suh, going from Detroit, who mismanaged and bungled this entire situation.
How the hell do you let that guy go?
How do you fuck this up? I have no idea. But they did. They messed it up entirely, and he signs with Miami and makes that defense that was already hunting last year a much more dangerous defense. What do you guys think of this trade? You started off, Brandon. What you got?
I think it was a wonderful deal because that's just what they needed. Dominant. It adds even more dominance to their defensive line.
Yeah. Is it worth
Cameron Wake, Sue, and Olivier Vernon. Only if they would have kept Randy Starks, I think they let him go. That would have been dominant because Randy Starks still pretty good.
Yeah. Is he worth $113 million? Is he worth quarterback money?
No, but in order to get him, you're gonna have to overpay, or else somebody else is gonna overpay.
Yeah, maybe.
This guy completely he changes that defense entirely.
Yeah.
I've sort of kind of.
But he's not worth $114 million.
Yeah, he's worth about 80. I think they overpaid by 30, maybe.
That's a great number because I was going to say around 80, 85.
Yeah, and that's the top end there. This guy's
he's getting quarterback money.
As good as he is, there's only one defensive player in this league, one, that is worth quarterback money, and his name is J.J. Watt. There is not another defensive player that is worth over $100 million, in my opinion, because there's only one defensive player who really does change every aspect of the game. Hell, he's been doing it on offense, too.
He does it on offense, too.
His name is J.J. friggin' Watt. That guy is amazing. Not good, not great. He's amazing.
He's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
But for the Dolphins, he changes that whole defensive line. Imagine double teaming Cameron Wake or something. Now you have to go up front with Cameron Wake one-on-one because you have Sue in there, and Olivier Vernon, who's a good pass rusher.
Very true. But when you sign Ndamukong Suh, here's what you're also getting. You're getting a guy who has earned the title. He has earned this title as the dirtiest player in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he's got a track record that
but Mean Joe Green was doing that shit back.
Yes, but that's not now. You have this pussy-ass NFL
everybody's
now.
A bunch of pussies now.
Absolutely. They're a bunch of pussies.
That's a personality. Like, now that he has that money, is he going to go 100 every snap?
Who knows? This is what worries me. This is what you have to understand if you are Miami. The next time he does something dirty, it's not a fine. It's not a one-game suspension. We're talking 4, 6, or 8. He has accumulated.
He's got to stay on the field for that.
He has to stay on the field.
Yeah.
If he misses 4 games because of a suspension, which I'm fairly certain his next dirty hit will get a 4-game suspension because that's what they've told him, then he is going to be sitting, and this contract means shit. He needs to be on the field, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And if he's not, and that's something you have to take into consideration.
Like 70s guaranteed?
Yeah, it's a lot. No, I think it's 60 or 70. It's the most guaranteed. It's not even the most.
It's over half. I know that.
It's crazy. It's a lot of money. It's a scary, scary amount of money.
It could go down south like the Mike Wallace deal. That shit was horrible.
Yeah. And remember, for all the things that we talk about in Ndamukong Suh and the things that he does to change the game, he only had 8.5 sacks last year. We're not talking a guy who's in double-digit sacks.
Now, keep in mind, he was also in Detroit. I mean, who else?
I don't know. They had good teams. Nick Fairley, Ezekiel Ansah. Good.
Detroit had the number one defense in the league last year. Top 5 defense. Yeah, that was a pretty damn good defense.
You're right. They did have a sneaky good defense.
They were hunting. And look, there's no question that he brings a lot to Miami, and this could be a great move, but it's a lot of risk for $113 million. That's my only criticism of this move. Other than that, I think it's really good because you're putting pressure on New England.
Yeah, great pickup. You just kidnapped him from Detroit.
Oh, God. Let's talk about what Detroit's losing for a second, shall we?
Or I guess, Detroit decides to send him to an orphanage.
Yeah, that's right.
Nick Fairley's a free agent, too, so they could lose that whole middle of the defensive line.
Well, that's okay because they went and got Nada. They got fucking Elodie Nada to replace him. A 33, whatever he is, old friggin' man with declining skills. He'll get the job done. How did Detroit mess this up? Because they could have tagged him. They could have franchise tagged Suh. They didn't do it. They completely debacleized the friggin' negotiations. How does this happen? If you are a Detroit fan, how does this happen and how do you respond?
I have no words.
You got nothing.
Of the stupidity.
You guys are both going to get fired.
Their defense is horrible as it is.
That's all it is.
Their defensive line. And their secondary is horrible. I don't know who they had back there. Chris Houston? I don't know who's back there anymore. Rasheed Mathis?
Yeah. Detroit took a big step down, and they're
pure stupidity.
Yeah,
it is pure stupidity.
Stupidity.
That's all it is. Yeah. Pure stupidity.
All right, let's go down. Let's keep going down the list here. Des Bryant is franchised, so he will be back with the Cowboys, which seems like a really good thing now, considering they just lost DeMarco Murray.
Right.
Whew. That's a big loss.
Fuck Dallas.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I agree with that 100%. Fuck Dallas. Fuck them.
Dallas. If Dallas and New England were in the Super Bowl, I probably would have shot myself.
Well,
I just hate New England because I'm still butthurt about 2001.
Yes, you are. I know you are.
That's the only reason. That is the only reason.
The trophy presentation, they had Kurt Warner coming out there. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, by the way, guys, everybody who's listening right now, if you want to play with all 3 of us in fantasy baseball this year, Dead on Dave Productions having a fantasy baseball league. We have a few spots left to be claimed. 3 or 4, I believe. So if you want to play, go ahead and sign up.
Right now, I believe it's 4.
And our online draft, live draft on Yahoo will be, not only will it be live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, but it will be hosted by the great Joe Cronin. Actually, I might not even have to do that now because we want to have visual. So yeah, probably it'll still be hosted by Joe Cronin. So make sure that you check that out. And if you want to be involved, just go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, and I will send you an invite to the Fantasy Football League. You guys excited about the draft?
I'm really pumped up for this. I'm ready to go.
I hope you
I invited my one friend, Henry. You saw him? Because he knows how to play it. But I don't want to invite people that don't know anything about it. You know?
I don't want any dish towels out there. I agree with that. Randall Cobb, let's go ahead and let's get back into the list here. Randall Cobb, he stays with Green Bay. It looked like he was going to move. What do you think of this deal here?
That's a good move for for Cobb because if he would have went anywhere else, I think his production would have went down significantly.
Yeah, I think that's fair because when you're playing with a guy like it sickens me to say this. Trust me, absolutely sickens me. Rodgers is so damn good. It hurts.
Who you have repeatedly said that you hope that he gets.
What's that?
Would it be fair to compare him to Mike Wallace as well after he left the Steelers with Big Ben and he went to the Dolphins? His production went down. He wasn't the same player. I don't know if it's because it was Mike Wallace or because it was the quarterback.
No, I think that's a really fair assessment, but I think there's a guy that already has left and is a great comparable for Mike Wallace, and that's Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith, he left a successful situation, and he took some big money to go to San Francisco, and his production.
For him, he got paid.
Yeah, he got paid. He got paid. Hey, all props to him. He got paid. But it did not work well for Mike Wallace, who has not been able to mirror what he did in Pittsburgh. And I think the same thing's going to happen to Torrey Smith, especially when they end up losing Michael Crabtree. Because they're not going to have anything on offense.
They are losing everybody.
Has anyone had a worse offseason than San Francisco?
Oh my God! Patrick Willis decides to pack it in. They lose Frank Gore.
They lose their coach. They lost Jim Harbaugh. They lost their coach, who's the
man. Everybody's forgetting about that. Harbaugh's not there.
That's the biggest loss they've had. Fuck the players. We're talking about a guy who reshaped that team, who took a team that was losing and brought them to 2 or 3 consecutive NFC Championship games. I mean, let's not forget how good Jim Harbaugh is as a coach. He's an asshole and he's hard to be around. That is true. But he's a dictator. Fantastic. Yeah, damn right. He's a Jim Tater.
Jim Tater. I like it.
And you know what? His brother, John Harbaugh, is not a bad coach either.
No, he's got a ring.
Absolutely he does. Absolutely he does. But I think Torrey Smith's a perfect comparable to Mike Wallace. But yeah, Randall Cobb would have been in that same situation. But he's scary good. He's got a lot of talent.
I think Torrey Smith's got a little bit better of a quarterback behind him than Mike Wallace did, though.
If he does, it's not by much. Kaepernick is, man, that hype train is docked in the station right now, boy. I don't know. Cap looked good, but then
if it doesn't work.
It was very strange though, wasn't it? The things he was doing as when he first came in, when he took over for Alex Smith, and even that second season, he's not doing it no more. He's not doing those things that were making him successful.
I mean, every time I think of Colin Kaepernick, I'm still thinking about that run he had against Green Bay in the playoffs.
Sickening. Just crazy.
Why isn't he doing that? Why aren't they doing that?
I don't know. I cannot give you a good answer. Hopefully,
he ran the ball significantly.
What's that?
Everybody's kind of stopped running that, I feel like. Not as much as it was in that one year, like 2012.
Yeah, the Robert Griffin year when he came in and he was going crazy and same thing with Kaepernick. Yeah, everyone. Well, because it doesn't work. You can't put the most expensive player on your team in that much jeopardy all the time. You can't do it. It's not going to work. Your quarterback has to be able to throw the football. Look, it happens to everybody. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get eventually, no matter how fast you are, you're going to get caught. Happened to Michael Vick. Happened to Cam Newton. Happened to Robert Griffin. It happens to Aaron Rodgers, who his athleticism is not talked about nearly as much because he's basically those guys with unbelievable throwing ability.
Yeah.
You know, and it's crazy. You're going to get caught, and when you do, it's death. And
there's only so much space on that field.
Absolutely. You know, Jesus, it's crazy. There's 21 big bodies other than your own out there.
You're going to run into something. You're going to slow down, and somebody's going to catch up to you.
Absolutely. So it's you have to be able to have a balance. But I agree. I want to see him run more because what he was doing, when Kaepernick was doing, when he was making those spectacular runs, he didn't look like a running back. He looked like he didn't look like a quarterback. He looked like a wide receiver, you know. And he strode the way his strides were so like gazelle-like. He seemed.
He looks like he's not even. He looked like he's not even moving, but he's just blowing by everybody.
Yeah,
it was crazy. I remember what he did against the Bears that year too on Monday Night Football. It was disgusting. Made me want to throw up out of my ass. It's horrible. Continuing down the list, Steven Gostkowski has not re-signed with you guys yet, even though he has been franchised. He's been franchised, but he hasn't signed his tender yet, so we'll see what happens with there. Apparently, Justin Houston for Kansas City is trying to wiggle his way out of this deal I read about his franchise tag. They're still talking about it's possible that he could be moved at some point from Kansas City. We don't know about that. The big news of the day is the next guy on this list is, of course, Demarco Murray, who has now, it looks official, to have signed with the Eagles.
Like we said, great pickup. Great pickup. Yeah. It's amazing what Chip Kelly's bringing in, compared to what he let go.
Yeah, well, I don't know if DeMarco Murray's an upgrade from LaShawn McCoy because.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
But it's comparable.
I'm not saying that.
No,
if it's between the two, I'd rather have LaShawn McCoy.
If it was a different offense, I'd agree with you. But obviously, Chip did this because of the fact that he knows his offense is more going to be geared towards up the middle. It's not going to be this crazy around the sides like LaShawn McCoy needs to do. He needs to get out into space. He needs to make people miss. DeMarco Murray can run between the tackles. He can carry the ball 25 to 30 times. He's got the body for it. He's a strong kid. He's a hell of a runner, and he's got decent top-end speed. This guy is perfect for that system because when you have a spread offense that's based off of tempo, you're going to need a guy that you can hand the ball off to make those linebackers, those DBs, hesitate for a second to make the entire system work. That's what people forget about the spread offense. It's about timing, and you have to freeze the defense to open up your guys properly, or else you're just going to have anarchy out there on the field.
Yep.
So I love this move. I love this move. I love it.
I do too.
Absolutely love it. What are they getting? And has the DeMarco Murray injury problems, are those a thing of the past, or could this deal also be a little bit of a risk?
I mean, it can be. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think it's that much of a risk because he hasn't. I mean, he could get injured, but the only thing that's negative about him is his fumbling. He still fumbles a lot.
He does fumble
in critical
a little
situations.
That's true.
That's the only thing. That's the only knock on him.
He does fumble a little bit. Okay, wait a second. Let's see here. Matthews has agreed. Okay. Okay. It looks like Matthews has agreed with a 3-year contract worth $11.5 million.
Yeah.
Nice little tandem you got there.
Yep. And yeah, wow, that's crazy. And that's what he signed for a 3-year deal. And what's significant about that number is the $11.5 million was the exact same number almost that McCoy was going to earn with Philly in 2015 alone. So, but we don't know if this move is going to change that move or not. So stay tuned for that. But I would keep him. I would keep Matthews and DeMarco Murray because Matthews is a really nice backup plan to Murray. And if you can get Matthews 10 to 15 touches, why not do it, you know?
Yeah.
But they're similar running backs, and that can be a problem sometimes. You want to change
that can't be. I'm coming back to the Rams here. That's what I love about these 3 running backs we got. Zach Stacy, Benny Cunningham, and Trey Mason, who's probably the best of the 3. You got Cunningham and Mason who can just run your ass over, and Mason can pretty much do it all. He's more elusive, but he can run you over too.
Yeah. You know the one thing about talking about the Rams that's hard is that nobody knows who you're talking about.
That's true. Yeah, true.
Nobody knows who the hell you're talking about right now. Everyone's like, what?
Our fucking owner doesn't even know who's on our team.
It's just
Fuck
like
Stan Kroenke.
I honestly like the Rams. I like their defense. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good thing you like the Rams, Mamba, because you're probably going to be able to see them really soon because they're going to be in LA.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
Go back to owning the Nuggets and the Avalanche.
You're right. We'll talk about Darrelle Revis again. He, of course, is signed with the New York Jets. Jets. Lots and lots of money for Mr. Revis.
We know Jake Link is jumping up and down.
They also seem to have gotten back Cromartie. They went ahead and reunited him with his own.
I saw that.
What?
Yeah, is this a move that is going to really change things for the Jets? Or I'm still a little confused by it. Why go back to a team that you left? You know, I never understand it. It's not like it was his love.
Paid.
Yeah, it's a money. He's saying it's not. That's the thing. He is saying it's not. He's saying it's hard. This is from
bullshit. He got his ring, and what's he getting? $7 million now?
This is from this is it. Revis, who signed a 5-year, $70 million contract Wednesday night, said it wasn't a hard decision to lead the Super Bowl champions. He declined to say whether the Patriots made a competitive offer. I'm not going to speak on the numbers. I think the biggest decision for me was to come back home. I have a lot of history with the Jets, and I just felt like it was, a no-brainer to come here, be back home, and make a marriage. What the hell is he talking about?
I can think of 70 million other reasons why.
But a no-brainer? A no-brainer?
Yeah.
You're going to leave the best franchise in football. They've been the best franchise in football the last 15 years, and you're going to say leaving there is a no-brainer.
To go within the division, to create
right.
a lot of friggin' pressure on yourself.
Go to a division where you're still probably going to get dick slapped a little bit.
It's crazy. Now, I'm
going to
ask you this,
got
Mamba.
paid. Good for you. Good for you. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, hey, take your money. But I'm going to ask you, Mamba, if you were in charge of the Patriots, would you have picked up his option for $20 million?
I don't think I would.
You would have let him walk? Would you have let him walk?
Yeah. Wow. I think $20 million is a little bit too much.
Wow.
That would have killed us.
It would have hurt your cap number a little bit, but
yeah.
I mean, but would
again,
you
it's
have,
the Patriots. Bill Belichick can make it work.
Well,
yeah.
They've lost a lot this offseason, man. They got to start making some moves. They got to start doing something.
I want that defensive line. I want us to pick up Terrence Knighton or Nick Fairley because Vince Wilfork's not there anymore.
Yeah, they left.
And all we have is Silver.
Yep. And they where's John Jones? What's Chandler Jones? Where's John Jones' brother? Is he still around?
He's snorting cocaine with his brother.
Oh.
Hey, John Jones loves the booger sugar. That's okay. That's okay. Next on the list, Demaryius Thomas. He's franchised. He'll be staying in Denver as far as we know. Jerry Hughes, he is re-signed with the Buffalo Bills. Terrence Knighton has not signed yet. Jeremy Maclin.
Did you say Thomas is staying in Denver?
Yeah, he's franchised.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind. Thinking of the other one.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Julius Thomas. Yeah, he's gone. He gone. We're going to talk about that stupidity in a moment. Holy God. We want to talk about dumb decisions. We'll talk about that in a second.
Let's go to Jack. I'm going to go to
You know what? We're talking about that right now. Fuck it. Because this is infuriating to me. You come out of nowhere, like Julius Thomas did, become a star. And I had him on my fantasy league when he became that star, so that was huge.
Yeah.
And then you decide to leave Peyton Manning, who is taking less money himself, to stay in Denver to chase another ring. And
the guy who throws duck farts now and is still going to have a great year.
Yeah. You're right. Right. The guy who I'm pretty sure that I can throw farther down a field than right now. No, that's not true. Peyton Manning can still throw laser beams when he needs to. I feel bad for even saying that. I'm sorry, Peyton Manning. I apologize. Please come on my show. But you leave that.
I love it. Got your jersey in my closet.
You know, I love Peyton. I do. But you leave that and you go chase some money, which is fine.
Fine. But to Jacksonville.
Where they don't have a quarterback. Steve Berline is not walking through the door. That is a terrible reference because he sucked.
You don't believe in Blake Bortles?
No, I don't believe in Blake Bortles. You can sell me Blake Bortles. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sell me him. Sell me Blake Bortles.
I can't sell him on you yet.
Then they don't have a quarterback. Unless Julius Thomas has this unbelievable ability to throw the ball to himself, then this move is terrible.
But at least you have some weapons now for Bortles, because last year all he had was Allen Hurns and Toby Gerhardt.
I guess, but they lost they lost one of their biggest receiver threats, Cecil Shorts. He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
He left, and of course Justin Blackmon is probably still like in prison or something. I have no idea.
Justin Blackman's he's with Alden Smith.
Yeah,
they're on a drug run right now.
Yeah, Jesus, they're probably in rehab with fucking Johnny Football. He's been in rehab for 6 weeks. Can you believe this shit?
Yeah.
6 weeks of rehab? That dude's got problems. Johnny Manziel, there was more than alcohol. If you're in 6 weeks of rehab, you're definitely doing more than alcohol.
There's definitely I think there's a little something that
it's
else
crazy.
We're not hearing.
It's absolutely crazy. If you guys right now are listening, I have no idea if anyone's in the chat or if anyone's paying attention right now, but if you want to talk about your team, go ahead and call in on Skype. David Vancura on Skype, DavidVancura, and we will talk about your team or talk about anything that you want to talk about in the world of football or sports.
If you're a 49ers fan, call in and tell us how you're grinding your teeth with a nail file.
Yeah, you go ahead and call in. We got a hanky for you. We got a Kleenex. We got Kleenex for all you Niner fans. There's no question.
I'm laughing at all these Niner fans in California, man. They're all cocky back when they had this fucking good-ass team. Now they fucking suck.
Niner fans.
Jeez.
Yeah, the Niner fans. Jesus Christ, yeah. Ooh, Montana Young. Oh, no, it's all gone.
Yeah.
You didn't see what I did there when I said Niner fans. I put that in quotations.
Niner
I
fans.
forgot my camera was off.
Jeremy Maclin. That's the next guy on the list. Jeremy Maclin leaving Philadelphia and going to Kansas City. This is another one of those head scratchers to me.
Good. Well, I kind of like it just for the fact that Kansas City's pretty much gotten rid of every single receiver that they got.
Yeah, Dwayne Bowe's getting. Well, it doesn't really matter. Do you know why it doesn't matter? Because not one of them caught a fucking touchdown pass last year.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. When did I see that? I saw that like a couple months ago, I think.
Not one receiver caught a touchdown pass. Dwayne Bowe's about to get released. They made the playoffs. I know that, right?
No,
They didn't.
They didn't.
They didn't make the playoffs.
They didn't make the playoffs last year.
I think they
Nope.
did. No, that was that was 2 years ago where they had that big lead against Indianapolis and died.
No, they did. They missed the play. They were 9-7. Yeah, they missed the playoffs. Wow. Yeah, they did. They missed it. 9-7. Not a bad team.
Continue. The receiving corps sucked.
Yeah, it's trouble. It's trouble. Maclin, who's a very good receiver, there's no question about that. But is he the type of guy that's going to just, turn things around for this franchise?
I don't think him by himself.
We're talking about a passing game that was 29th in the league last year. Obviously, Alex Smith is not a guy who's
never throws the ball deep.
Yeah, he's not looking for a deep guy, and that's Macklin's strength. Let's face it. He's not an elite route runner. He's not the guy who's going to make you miss on a 10-yard curl. He's the guy who wants to go deep. He's got speed. He's got speed. So, I don't know. And
there's no other receiver to take away that safety when he wants to go up top.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need something. Now, it doesn't hurt that you got Jamal Charles, who's pretty friggin' good.
That definitely helps. Yeah.
Do you keep Dwayne Bowe? That's the question. As far as I understand, they are going to be cutting him, but it's not set in stone yet. Maybe Bowe can turn it around. Because remember, up until Mr. friggin' receiver killer Alex Smith came on board, Dwayne Bowe was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. But what they're getting is they're getting a guy in Maclin who caught 85 balls last year for over 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. I didn't even realize he had that good of a season last year because he was under the radar. I did not realize he was that good.
Oh.
Wow. That's a hell of a year. Hell of a season.
Oh, it is. I got nothing to say to that other than agree with you.
Yeah. Devin McCourty, he re-signs with your New England Patriots over there, Mamba. That was a good move. I thought his signing was going to all but guarantee the Revis re-signing, but of course that didn't happen.
People like money.
People like who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? People like money. Finally, I get to talk a little bit of the Bears. Yay!
Oh.
Jay Cutler.
Yeah, well, hey, we're going all in with Jay. Well, fuck it. Pernell McPhee, the Baltimore Ravens linebacker, who was pretty damn good in his own right last year, he's coming over to. Well, he's a hybrid linebacker, defensive end. He's coming over to Chicago, who's switching schemes to the 3-4. This is perfect for him. He didn't really fit in with the scheme over in Baltimore. This is a good move for the Bears. Needed this to happen. Getting an impact player in his prime to reshape the defense. So I like that move a lot.
What's up with that defense?
The defense isn't going to do a whole lot for you in Chicago when Jay Cutler throws 7 pick sixes.
Well, I'm going to try to be as fair. I don't even want to talk about Jay Cutler. I really don't. I hate him so much. But you paid him. Now you've got to try to make him earn it. You got to make the investment worth it. You weren't going to get him traded. You can't cut him. You're not going to eat dead money. And it's a weak quarterback free agent period. There's nobody out there who can come in and take his place. So Sid Luckman's not walking through the door.
Yeah.
So you got
to. Hey,
yeah.
I want to ask you this. I don't know what's best. I don't ask you this. I've always been more. Do you believe Josh McCown would have took you guys to the playoffs? Was it last year?
2 years ago.
When he was on fire. Years ago, he was on fire, and they just put Jay Cutler back in and stunk it up.
Trestman made a mistake, and I think that is what Trestman did this year did not get him fired. It was the year before. They had a playoff berth. You had a guy. Now look, Josh McCown, his record was not great that year. I believe it was only like 4-3 or something, or 2-3 or something. It wasn't a great record while Cutler was out, but he did play very well, and he gave you a chance to win every game. And Cutler came back and just Cutlered it up. It's what he did. I think they would have made the playoffs that year, and hell, they came within one play of making the playoffs, and it all fell apart. I think that's what ultimately got Mark Trestman fired, by the way, was that year. But I think even more so because McCown sucked in Tampa Bay. Woo. Horrible.
I expected the Buccaneers to make the playoffs.
Last year, I thought so too.
The defense they have great players on defense, and I thought Lovie Smith was going to do something with that, but
he's a terrible coach.
Didn't happen.
Let me let you know a secret. He is a terrible head coach in football. This guy may be a wonderful human being, but he's a terrible coach because he does not learn from lessons. He doesn't know how to manage timeouts. He doesn't know how to manage clock. The players love him because he's just a nice guy. He's a nice, relatable guy, but that doesn't make you a good coach. When you constantly go get your lovey buddies, when you bring the same people in everywhere you go, and that's all you – and I know that coaches have their staffs that they like. I get that. That's totally fine. But at the detriment of your football team, because really the fall of Lovie Smith was the day he let Ron Rivera go as the coordinator of his defense. That was the fall of that Chicago Bears team. That defense was never the same after Rivera left. Never. But because Lovie Smith believed in his scheme, he believed in that Tampa 2 with the easiest fucking defense to pick apart if you're an accurate quarterback. Jesus. God, I can't even talk about Lovie Smith anymore. Going down the list even more, Jared Odrick, he left Miami. And he goes to Jacksonville, so Jacksonville gets another player there. Probably doesn't mean much, but this guy was a pretty highly regarded defensive tackle in his own right. And, of course, they're not really crying about it in Miami because they got Ndamukong Suh to take his place.
Yeah. Right.
So they're okay. I think they're doing just fine. Mike, I hate this name. Lupati?
Mike Lupati.
Lupati, who you? Lupati, we potty.
You potty.
Mike Lupati. He is leaving San Francisco and will be the new. Will be a new guard over for division rival Arizona Cardinals, who gets a hell of a nice offensive lineman out of this deal here. You weaken a division foe and you strengthen your offensive line. It's a pretty damn good day at the office.
One of the best. I like you, Pod. He's one of the best run blocking guards in the NFL.
Yeah, he's a good. And they need that because their run game is weak.
Yeah.
Weak. Okay, we got a couple other guys. We got George Johnson. He hasn't left Detroit yet. Denarius Moore, who the rotting corpse of Denarius Moore, I should say. He has not left Oakland yet. I'm assuming he's going to. Torrey Smith. Let's get into Torrey Smith for a moment. He leaves Baltimore for San Francisco. Oofa. Okay.
Horrible.
I think it's a bad decision. Look, he wants his money. I get that. But you're leaving Baltimore that has won a Super Bowl. You're always in the hunt. I mean, my God, Joe Flacco, he turns into Tom Brady in the playoffs. You get
Joe Flacco just fucking throws the ball up and wants fucking pass interference calls or a lucky ass catch. That's what he does.
Look, this guy's playoff experience, his record in the playoff, his numbers in the playoffs are filthy. And he becomes Joe Montana when the fucking playoffs start. It's incredible. You get Joe Flacco into the playoffs, he becomes that elite quarterback that John Hardball tries to convince you that he is.
Yeah. He looks like he gives no fucks when he's in the playoffs. You look at his face. He gives no fucks.
There are no fucks given by Joe Flacco. No question about that. But you leave that for San Francisco, who's in all kinds of flux. So what is this? Is this a move because you think that you're in a better situation, or is it just a money grab?
Probably, maybe a little both.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. But he's not going to do much because I was angry last year because Kaepernick had all these weapons and he didn't produce as much. He could have done better. Bolden, like, come on, what did he have? Bolden, Stevie Johnson, Crabtree, Vernon Davis. Jeez.
Yep. Frank Gore.
Weapons.
You got weapons.
His fucking legs.
Yeah, his legs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. I can't even point to something that was San Francisco's problem last year. Like, I can't tell you why they were losing games.
It's a damn shame that they have a lot of problems right now. I'm devastated.
Yeah, I can hear you crying. I can hear you weeping. But here's the thing. Say all we want about this team. They were 8-8. They were third in rushing yards. They were fifth, and their defense was pretty damn stout. They were fifth against the pass, seventh against the rush. So I mean,
fumble the ball on the 1, and you lose to the Rams.
But you're 30th in passing, and by losing,
makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It's just really it's absolutely craziness. It's anarchy.
You had Sean Hill and Austin Davis outpassing you.
Oh, you're always bring it back to the Rams.
They better hope Justin Smith, because Aldon Smith needs.
Yeah, he's going to be retiring too.
Well, you know, if Patrick Willis can get over to Willis is retired. Yeah, that's official.
Yeah. But if they have Chris Borland and LeVar Bowman, they're really good. Yeah, Borland had a good season.
But you're not just losing an elite player in Patrick Willis. You're losing your captain. You're losing your heartbeat of that defense.
Yeah.
And the Smith brothers, with all their issues, we don't know if they're going to be back, and if they are, what type of players they're going to be, if they can stay out of trouble. You know, this is just crazy. It's
Nick Foles will wear number 5.
Yeah. And thinking about it, they lost their defensive lineman, so it's making it harder for the linebackers. Didn't Ray McDonald leave too?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he out of there? I mean, he was.
Oh yeah, well, he didn't leave as much as he was forced out because he was beating up women too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Then Dan Scooter left. They're horrible. They lost their depth. They lost everything. Jeez.
So, going down the list some more. Tramon Williams. He has not left yet. He's an unrestricted free agent for Green Bay. Key Mayers, your linebacker. He hasn't left yet. He'll probably be sticking around. I wish I could tell you if I think the Patriots are going to keep any of their free agents, but I have no idea. The Patriots do what they want, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, really. It's just in Belichick you trust, I guess, right?
I want Reggie Bush on that team.
Why?
Reggie Bush or Percy Harvin.
You want? Oh God! Do you want why? So they can play a combined 7 games?
They have great talent, especially Percy Harvin. I thought Percy Harvin would do great things in the offense.
Percy Harvin.
I know he will. If he's healthy,
he doesn't play games because he gets headaches. I mean, damn.
Tampon isn't positioned correctly.
You play football. If you have headache problems, you should not be getting hit in the head. It's craziness. Yeah. It's craziness. And look, if you guys sign Reggie Bush, that means you're probably going to be losing LeGarrette Blount. You already lost Shane Vereen. You do not want to lose LeGarrette Blount. I don't know why this guy – how can he keep bouncing around the league? Am I the only person who sees this kid can play?
Who, LeGarrette Blount?
Yes.
Well, he was with the Steelers last year, and he had to come back to us.
Yeah, he forced himself out of that position with Pittsburgh because he wanted.
Great decision by him.
Yeah, turned out to be he got a ring out of it, but he bounces around like nobody wants this kid. I don't get it. Is it because he punched a guy in college? I don't understand. That's one of my favorite things ever when he punched that guy. It was great.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Yeah,
hilarious. Brian Beluga has re-signed with Green Bay because everybody stays with Green Bay because they're Green Bay and they're going to be great forever. And then fucking Aaron Rodgers is going to come over to my house and fuck my wife in front of me because I'm a Bear fan. Fuck it. I hate the Packers, let me tell you. Charles Clay, tight end for the Miami Dolphins, got transition tagged. He will be probably staying with Miami. Michael Crabtree has not yet made a decision where he's going to go, but I think he's leaving San Francisco, especially now because he has no point in staying with Torrey Smith coming in. And they're probably not going to want to pay him what he wants, especially after giving $40 million to Torrey Smith.
He's a great receiver. Nobody's talking about him.
He is a great receiver. Well, he's still unproven in a lot of respects, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't done that much in this league yet. And remember, how long has he been around? He's not been around all that long. Crabtree had almost 700 yards last year and 4 touchdowns. He's still only 27 years old.
His birthday's actually
God
the
damn,
day
he's
after
been in the
mine.
league 7 years?
I've only heard about him for about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years. Jeez.
Crabtree's got 7 years in the league. I did not know that. I thought he was like a third-year guy.
Yeah.
I thought he was a third-year guy. 7 years and 4,000 yards. 7 years and 26 touchdowns. These are not fantastic numbers. These are not fantastic numbers. They're not. They're
I thought it was in his 4th year or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's got to start stepping up here. He's not going to get He's not going to get $40 million. He's not going to get what Torrey Smith just got. Let me tell you that. Brandon Flowers, he stays with San Diego, which of course in German means whale's vagina.
Yeah, you beat me.
Yeah, you motherfucker. I can't let you have all the jokes, Jeff. Come on. Unrestricted free agent running back Justin Forsett has not decided if he's going to stay with Baltimore. Why not, though? He's Justin Forsett. What does it matter?
He should go to because he did really good in that Gary Kubiak with his zone running scheme.
Yeah, that's true.
Really good.
That's true. Mark Ingram, I'm sure he's regretting it now, but stayed with the Saints. He signed like a pretty long deal, too, like a 4-year deal for him. This is basically his home now. At his age, this is his final stop, you'd have to assume, unless he gets cut. Mark Ingram, who really started to show a lot of really nice moments last year.
Yeah.
How do you think he feels after this trade of Jimmy Graham? You stay with the team, and then literally a couple days later, they trade arguably their best player besides Drew Brees. What do you think he thinks about that?
Probably diving down a staircase right now.
He almost got 1,000 yards last year. He had 9 touchdowns. And, the Saints in this unwinnable division last year, this Titanic division where everybody was fantastic. Yeah, it's crazy. That was the worst division I think I've ever seen. The Saints had every opportunity to win that division and just didn't do it. Just didn't do it. It's absolute insanity. And now they lose their best player. I don't know. What are we thinking for New Orleans, boys? We thinking how many wins? Over, under on 6.
5.
You're taking
I think they might just get 6. I'll take 6.
So you're pushing.
Exactly.
You're pushing, and Jeff's taking the under. Okay. I'm taking the under, too. I'm taking the under. I think I think this is gonna be a really unless they do something. I think they might trade Brees.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was about to say that. I heard about trading Brees.
I think why not now? Fuck. You kind of have to at this point. Keeping him makes no sense. I don't know. John Kuhn has not decided if he's going to leave Green Bay. I'm sure he won't because everybody likes to stay in Green Bay, and then Aaron Rodgers is going to come over and rape my wife. Ryan Matthews. Oh, it is official. Ryan Matthews has signed with Philadelphia, and he is staying there. He is there. Ryan Matthews is a Philadelphia Eagle, so he is a part of a two-headed monster with DeMarco Murray in Philadelphia. That is official. Rolando McClain has not decided if he's going to stay with the Dallas Cowboys. Neither is Brian Arakpo, who I think could be a pretty damn good player for somebody this year. Even at his age, the guy always seems to produce.
Nobody talking about Greg Hardy?
I haven't got to him yet. I see him. Okay. He hasn't decided yet, but I'm going right down this list. Julius Thomas, of course, we talked about a little bit, leaving Denver, going to Jacksonville. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's give a little bit of fairness here.
got paid. That's it.
Do you think this makes Jacksonville any better? Is this something that could? We don't know if Julius Thomas is actually a good player or not. We don't know how much of this was Peyton Manning.
How many wins did they have?
What's that?
How many wins did they have last year?
They had 3. 3.
Congratulations, because you're still going to have 3 wins.
Yeah, I think he's probably on. If he is the type of player that we saw, if he really is that guy, without Peyton Manning, he is still that man, then I think he's a game or 2 type of friggin' improvement. It looks like Jeff's got to leave. You taking off on us, buddy?
Yeah, I got to go to work in a little bit, and I haven't eaten yet. So.
Well, no worries. Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it, pal.
Thank you for having me. Love doing it.
Hey, we'll be doing more of these things now that I can go live. So.
Sounds great.
All right, buddy. You have a good day at work. You go ahead and hang up as I can't get to my little button to drop you.
Okay. No, I got it.
All right, I'll talk to you later, pal. Just you and me, Mamba.
All right, let's go.
Just
we're towards the end almost, aren't we? Or what is it? I feel like we covered a lot. We've covered most of it, haven't we? Or are we still...
Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, Shane Vereen, he goes to New York. You know what? We've hit all the big guys. We're good. Yeah. I'll let you get out of here too, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
All right, man. Take it easy, pal. I'm going to stay on for a few minutes myself and just muse about things. You take it easy, Brandon. Thanks for calling in, Black Mamba. Right. You are the man. Keep giving them hell in the chats.
All right.
All right, buddy. Well, now, kids. Now it's just us. You, me, and my sweet, sweet voice. I've really enjoyed going live today. I really have. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope you guys have had fun talking about some football. This has been a lot of fun. I'd like to do more of this. If you guys have enjoyed it and you want to keep going and you'd like to be on the show, you can go ahead and call in at any time. DavidVancura right here on Skype. David Van Cura. It's right there in the little ticker there. You can see it if I spelled it too quickly. And we'll talk about your team. If you want to call right now, I will take your call. Stay on for a few more minutes here to see if anybody else wants to call. But it doesn't look like it. That's okay. So we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up, I think. So I think I hit everybody. Oh, the Andre Johnson move. That was a good move. I enjoyed that. Andre Johnson leaving Texas, asking for his release, getting it, and then going to Indianapolis. So they replace a great receiver with Reggie Wayne with Andre Johnson, who's a little bit younger, but pretty friggin' dynamic. I think this would be a good balance to T.Y. Hilton. I think it would be a good move for him. So that should make the team better. And going with Frank Gore, I think both of these moves, Frank Gore and Andre Johnson, are low-risk, high-reward moves for a team that looks like they want to win right now. These are moves, Frank Gore and Andre Johnson, at the end of their careers, these are moves that are indicative of a team that wants to win now. So it looks like that's what they're going for, and that's cool. I'm excited about that. Okay, well, I've really enjoyed this. If you want to get into the Fantasy Baseball League, go ahead and hit me up on Skype right here on on Skype, on freaking Twitter at DeadOnDaveV or Facebook. And I will send you an invite and get you in. Remember, the fantasy draft is this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And even if we don't go live, we'll still be doing the draft live. So you can talk shit in the comment section. And maybe we'll even go ahead and jump on live and talk a few people at a time. So that'll be a lot of fun. But I appreciate you guys joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we will see you next time. 2 live shows in one day. We're going crazy here on Dead on Dave Productions. I'm excited that we can finally go live. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And we will talk to you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.